I can't sleep. Today was not a very good day. Well, it was a good day, um, but it was not a good vision day. So it was very challenging, and yeah, I can't sleep. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I think because of the changes that I made, maybe. Um, so I thought I'd just, I guess, come out here and sit down for a little bit, um, and like just have my thoughts out. So this is gonna take me some time to kind of navigate around. Actually, let me show you what's happening. This would be nice for me to see later because I can't actually see how this is set up properly. Um, My wife has been doing puzzles there. I didn't even realize that there was a chair there until earlier when I was looking for the camera. Um, so I think I'm gonna just slowly kind of meander around over here and um, turn on this fireplace and then just sit down and I have a lot of things on my mind. This is our last night here at this hotel, and it was very nice. It was very cozy. Um, Earlier today, we went to check into the Airbnb, um, and that's where we'll be staying. Hopefully, saving a bunch of money. Um, and that was exhausting. So, yeah, a lot of you guys with RP know we have good vision days and we have bad vision days. Yesterday was a good vision day. I was so happy. I mean, you saw the video. I was both on a sugar high, obviously, but was also having a very good vision day. So all day yesterday, I had my glasses on and was focused. I did so much stuff. I was walking around. I edited that video. I posted it. I was high. I was like, on cloud nine. Um, but this morning, I don't know if it was a combination of like the eye fatigue and like the changes that I made to my diet to reduce the blood sugar. And that is maybe like making my body go through changes. So my eyes right now, they feel good. They feel, and I hadn't even realized that the bubble was causing this much pressure in the back of my eye for the past few days until they stopped yesterday. So that's still constant. Um, the difference now is how I'm seeing out of it. Um, I think, I don't know, I'm a bit of a nerd maybe. The best way I can describe this is the very first Oculus Rift, the very first VR goggles that the Oculus made, the DV1s, the OGs. Um, that's how this vision looks like. It looks like it's a very, it has a screen door effect. Um, and it's kind of like wearing like sunglasses in a way. Like, earlier just now when I was walking out into the room, it felt like I was walking into an old little VR room, like it's a little bit surreal. And I think yesterday I had more mental capacity to be able to, deal with that and compensate and focus. Um, and, maybe more physical capacity, but today I did not. So it, makes it really difficult. Um, so the way I spent my day today, I tried to, when I'm having a bad vision day, I try to just, kind of lay down, relax, um, and like, just rest my eyes and just accept that today I'm not going to see as well as maybe I did before. Um, so, it was nice. I was able to talk to my dad, for about like maybe 2, 3 hours, which was, really nice. And, when I do that, I can lay down and close my eyes for most of that time and not feel like I have to be doing something. Um, so, so that's been really helping, and I've been trying to utilize that throughout the healing. It's just the opportunity to just sit down and talk to somebody who's not my wife, so that I'm not like wearing her out. We're not wearing each other out. Marriage. Um, so if I'm able to just lay down and stay still somewhere, and I'm occupied by someone else, so that Shanna's not like annoyed with my antics. Um, that helps a lot. So that was nice. But today we had to go check into the Airbnb, so that means I had to leave the hotel for I think the first time since last Thursday. Um, so I've been in here for a week, um, and I've not gone out in the world since then. So that was bound to be exhausting. Um, Now, what my wife and I usually do, because blindness is exhausting, and coupledom is also exhausting. And moving places is exhausting. We have this process where when we're moving to a new place, we overlap. We don't like check out today and check in today at the new place. We check out the day after we check into the new place. So, for instance, today, this morning is when we're checking out from this hotel, but we've already checked into the Airbnb. So that's why we went there today earlier, so that we could check in, we could check out basically the Airbnb, see how it is. So my wife can walk me through the new Airbnb and the new environments, show me all the rooms, all of those things. And then we work out whatever kinks there were, and then come back here and, we debrief. Um, so, so that's what we were doing. So, after I spoke to my dad, um, we start, packing everything, which was also very exhausting because, I couldn't really, like, I can see out of the eye, but it's not a good vision day, so I can't really utilize it, if that makes sense. So it's really only my left eye is being utilized today. Um, so it was really difficult for me to just like find my clothes to put on so that we could go. Um, and like, so that took a little while. Um, and the other thing I've noticed is that, especially now at this stage, my mental capacity is very limited. I can't have parallel thoughts, at one time because it's just too much. So today I couldn't really put on the glasses the way I did yesterday. Um, and like, because there's just too much information. I don't know how to explain that. And like when like my wife was asking me questions, it had to be one at a time, because I I couldn't handle like if I was for instance looking at my phone and like trying to figure out what the phone was happening, and then my wife was asking me something, I couldn't handle it. Like I couldn't process a separate thought all day. Um, and like so because of that, it would be like we're developing this communication style right now where I'm able to at least tell her, hey, I can't handle this, and I'll need some time to refuel, so that we can come back. Um, and so when we're talking, it would be like very direct, requests, or very direct. This is what's happening. Um, and so, like a good example would be like instead of instead of the casual conversation that us normies usually have, where it's just like, oh yeah, I just called the Uber, and the Uber should probably be here around 12, and maybe 12:30 if it's here around 12:30. All that extra information, I I, I couldn't do it, So it became, I've called the Uber. The Uber will be here in 5 minutes. What do you need? That helped so much, you know. And I'd be like, I need my shoes. Can you help me find my shoes? Here are my shoes. There we go. And then I'd be able to communicate very clearly to her. I have enough capacity to get into the car. When we get into the car, I would like to be quiet so that I can revitalize, you know. Or if when we got out of the elevator, I'd just be like, honey, I cannot see, you know? And I couldn't. I genuinely, I could not see. like, and I don't know if it was like being overwhelmed, but essentially walking through the lobby, I just closed my eyes and just held my wife's shoulder, all the way to the car. Outside, obviously could not see anything, so I'm like helping her with, with the luggage, putting the luggage in the back, Uber and stuff. But can't really see, like, so because of that, that was exhausting, um, and so when we get to the Airbnb, again, I can't really see, but it's snowing a lot. So the Airbnb's walkway had a lot of snow that we had to like trudge over, all those things with the suitcases, So I'm like helping her get the suitcases in the house, and like. And so, yeah, it was just tough. You know, so, so I think, I had to, again, come to terms with this is a bad vision day, but the eyes feel good, like, so it's a weird dichotomy. Now, my right eye is not, like, don't get confused. My right eye is not fully back to what it was before the surgery. That's not what I mean by it feels good. What I mean by it feels good is it feels like, it feels a lot better than it did just 2 days ago. So it literally does feel like the bubble went down. But what I think and suspect is happening is maybe the bubble is still there, but it's like a thin film, compared to like a bubble. Um, so it does feel a little bit like I'm looking through one of those like old negative films, like but sepia tone, um, like through it. Because sometimes if I look through it, it's like a purple tinge, and then sometimes it's not a purple tinge, and sometimes it does like move up and down. Not as bad as it did before. It was freaking me out, um, but bad enough that you have to compensate for it. And if you don't have the mental capacity for it, it's just not going to happen. Um, so because of how exhausting all of that has been, after we came back from the Airbnb, so that we could, come here, sleep here one last night, one last time, and check out at 11 in the morning. It's like 2 in the morning right now. Um, and I've been sleeping at like 8 p.m., so this is unusual. Um, but, so when we came back, I don't know. I ate meat. I ate meat, no carbs all day today. Um, but I ate, and after I ate, I just kind of like passed out and took like a 2 maybe 3 hour nap. Um, and I think that's also contributing to my insomnia right now. Um, but like I think a lot of it really is just there's a lot on my mind. This was an exhausting day, um, and I'm trying to keep my spirits up. Um, I think I think it'll be okay. Um, I It feels good. Like the eye itself, it feels a lot more normal. It feels more like because okay, so these are the things that changed and the things that affected my vision. Um, so I think there are multiple factors. First was that I used both my eyes all day yesterday. So that's fatigue that I'm, carrying over. Like I had my glasses on all day yesterday. I was using the computer, all of that. So I'm carrying that. Um, the second is I drastically changed my diet, like drastically. No sugar at all day today. No juice. I drank a lot more water today. So something is bound to be different. Um, the third is that I think 2 days ago, so I have to get, there's these eye drops that I need to put in my operated eye. Um, and they're like, antibiotics and stuff, but I need to put them there every 4 hours. My wife, helps me with that. Not every 4 hours, 4 times a day. My wife helps me with that. Now, because the other eye is not getting anything, the doctor had suggested that we can get like eye drops, to help with the dry eye and stuff. Now, initially, I was fine, like, but because my wife is proactive, she just decided to get some anyway and was like, "Yeah, I'll put some in that eye too." So all day yesterday, we started, putting the other eye drops in that eye as well. Um, and like what I noticed today is that on my left eye, which is still the unoperated eye, I I was losing like nearsighted vision, and that could also be like strain because I'm only using this eye and I'm like using screens and stuff. Um, but it could also be like I didn't need these drops, you know. Um, so we stopped doing those drops today. We only tried it for one day. Like my eye wasn't dry anyway. So what's the point of adding something else? Um, so that's another factor that could have contributed to like my vision not doing so great today. Um, and then there's just the typical RP good vision day, bad vision day. Like this could just be it, you know? Because like I keep saying, it feels fine. Like it's just I can't see normally, and that affects you mentally. Um, it keeps getting better with how it feels. Like, I can say for sure that it feels better now than it did this morning. Like the pressure and things like that. And that's probably also the sugar, so I don't know. I'm trying to maintain the faith and trying to remember that this will take time. You know, it's only been a week. Like, this is Thursday at 2 a.m. And I had my surgery last Wednesday at 1 p.m. So, um, the doctor did say the bubble will dissipate within 5 to 8 days. Look at that. They weren't wrong. Maybe they're not wrong about the other things. Oh my God. Um, and like some of the other trial participants say that after 2 weeks, the bubble is completely gone for them. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know if that means like the redness goes away. I don't know if that means like the black film thing I'm talking about goes away. But they also say that within 4 weeks, it comes back to the baseline pre-surgery. That's wow. I I wasn't even expecting that. I was thinking maybe 2 months. So I hope that's true. Like, I really, I hope even better that it's true for all of us. Um, so, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to come by, you know, and talk about this a little bit because I can't sleep. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.